Talk about bioluminescence, kind of how and why that evolved. But first, in case the clock app ban does go through in these states, I will still be here because I'm Canadian. In case you're not here though, you can find me on YouTube and newly, as of today, on Instagram under the same handle, Saudi_science. But anyway, let's get into bioluminescence, or the process of light being produced by living individuals. Bioluminescence has evolved independently in different organisms across pretty much every field of life, almost 100 separate times. And it has many different uses, including things like defensive displays against predators or communication among individuals of the same species, etc., etc. On and on, there's many different uses. And it is widely accepted that the entire process of bioluminescence evolved around 540 million years ago. A long-ass time ago in the oceans, very deep at the bottom of the sea, well before life started to move onto land. However, it was also thought that bioluminescence evolved before eyes, before sight evolved. Now, take that with a little bit of a grain of salt. It is not confirmed whether or not sight or bioluminescence came first. It could be a kind of chicken-egg situation, but sight here being very rudimentary, basically being able to see the difference between light and dark, not a very good developed sight like most organisms, or at least most animals, have today. So why would the process of creating light evolve when you can't even really see that light very well, or even at all? Additionally, why is it that most organisms that do bioluminescence don't actually have any visual sensory organs? Most commonly, bioluminescence is produced by things like algae or fungi or jellyfish that don't even have eyeballs or a way to see the fact that they're glowing. It is very likely that bioluminescence is an exaptation, a trait that was originally evolved for one purpose that has since been co-opted for another one. It is almost definitely the case that bioluminescence was not initially evolved for the purpose of communication or seeing. It was almost definitely evolved as a way to detoxify oxygen and oxidative radicals. The enzyme that is responsible for producing this light is called luciferin, and it detoxifies oxygen in an oxidative reaction and produces light as kind of a byproduct. So the main process is done to make oxygen and the radicals it produces less toxic to the organisms, and light just happens to be produced by this enzyme as a waste product. So the production of light was not actually the intended end product of these oxygen detoxification reactions. It just happened that the enzyme responsible for detoxifying oxygen happened to also produce light via this reaction. And then eventually the light produced was just co-opted as an exaptation for a bunch of other uses, other than the initial use of just doing the detoxification.